Hey guys, what's going on? It's your boy Luke, back again for another PGA Tour Showdown video, this time for Saturday at the CJ Cup. So what we're going to do in this video is we're going to go through the player poll on Draftkings, talk about a few of the guys I'm targeting for tomorrow's slate. And on Friday, it played just like it did on Thursday, a little bit easier in the afternoon, which is a little bit weird for a PGA Tour event. Normally, we're used to seeing it be a little bit advantageous to play in the mornings, but here at the CJ Cup with warmer conditions, a lot warmer temperature in the afternoon, we've seen a lot better scores. So a little bit different than most weeks. Wanted to mention that. But in terms of an AM PM split, I'm not really playing anything for tomorrow. The wind is supposed to be down for tomorrow with gusts as high as a whopping 5 miles an hour. So not going to have to worry about weather for tomorrow. And again, in terms of an AM PM split, I'm pretty much acting like it doesn't exist for tomorrow. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here. We're going to hop right into the player poll, go through some of my favorite targets on the slate. So on here, you guys can see the DraftKings slate for tomorrow. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in a little bit so that we can get a better view. So starting off with some of the stud options, you guys can see that the prices for tomorrow are soft, right? So we're able to build lineups with a little bit more value for tomorrow. You can see the highest price golfer being Xander Schauffele, which I don't agree with at all. Victor Hovland there at number 2, who's been hitting the absolute crap out of it, but definitely due for some putting regression. So I see myself starting my lineups with Dustin Johnson down here in even 10 grand. So somebody who was a lot more expensive on the main slate. Obviously had a really bad day one. That's why you see him priced here at $10,000, but had a huge day two, was -8 at one point, ended up giving back a few strokes at the end of his round. But overall, looked exactly like we expected him to on Friday. So I expect that to continue on Saturday and Sunday. I'm looking at Thursday as a little bit of an aberration. So I think that $10,000 price tag is really good. I also really like Sam Burns on the slate. So Sam Burns, obviously at -9 right now at $9,900. He's probably a little bit too expensive for most people. Again, you can spend $100 more and get DJ. You can spend a couple $100 and get JT, Morikawa, that kind of thing. Burns is just somebody that I compare to these type of players. I mean, he's somebody who, in my opinion, is going to be ranked among them come the end of the year, probably a top 5, top 10 player in the world. So again, somebody who's a little bit underrated. I'm buying in early in Sam Burns. He's looked very good at this venue. Somebody who's very good off the tee. You guys have probably seen to this point, being accurate off the tee, a little bit more important than most expected, right? Obviously, Jordan Spieth still getting it done. We're going to get to him here in a second, even though he's a sprayer of the golf ball. But a few other people out there that haven't been able to keep it in bounds have gotten in trouble. You know, most notably, someone like Jason Kokrak, who today was able to turn it around. He was able to shoot 6 under today, but shot 5 over on Thursday. So you're definitely looking for people that can keep it in play. So people that not just are bombers, but people that also gain a ton of strokes off the tee. And Sam Burns definitely rings that bell right there. Also somebody who gains a ton of strokes putting, and to this point has lost strokes on the green. So definitely looking for Sam Burns to rebound there. That's why I like him there for tomorrow's slate, especially at lower ownership. Definitely got to talk about Jordan Spieth. While he was somebody who I loved going into this week, I love him overall for this event. I'm not sure that he's going to go and post another 6 or 7 under round. Just he's driving off the tee is not a strength of his, right? Accuracy off the tee is not something that he's known for. And while he's been a good driver to this point, he's going to have a round where he struggles with that. And it's either going to be tomorrow, it's either going to be Sunday. So in terms of Showdown, I think there's just better plays you can go to. Obviously, you could go out there, shoot something 3 or 4 under. That wouldn't kill you in terms of overall tournament play. That's actually what I expect for tomorrow. But in Showdown, we're looking for a ceiling performance. And I'm not sure that this is the type of golf course we're going to see a ceiling performance from Spieth in every single round. So for that reason, I'm not going to be playing him tomorrow. Rory McIlroy is the type of player that could have a ceiling performance here, essentially any round that he plays. Very long off the tee. Also one of the most accurate players in the world. And off the tee here is by far the most important stat. Now that we've seen it for 2 rounds, I can say that with a lot of conviction. Keeping the ball in play, but also having that distance is a huge benefit. I mean, the par 5s here, if you have distance, are extremely gettable. You can essentially eagle every single one of them. I mean, we saw the first albatross in how long today from Abraham Answer. Hopefully you guys saw that. It was pretty cool. We also had DJ literally hit it to about 2 inches. He hit the flagstick, ended up bouncing just out for an albatross as well. So I think we might see another one. Now, this is a hot take, right? I think we might see another albatross come the end of the week. It just seems like it's the type of golf course where they're prone, it's a very flat greens. They're also dealing with greens that have bowls that run into the pin locations. That's why we see the scores that we do. That's why Keith Mitchell is 18 under par right now. And thank goodness I went back to Keith Mitchell. If you guys are somebody who's been here for the channel for a while. You guys know I love Keith Mitchell. I've won a ton of money on him. I hit him at 151 to finish top 5 at the 3M Open this year. A lot of other instances where he's came through in DFS as well. So love to see him out there 18 under par. And just for what it's worth, guys, Keith Mitchell is not going to keep that up. Somebody who's very streaky. When he's off, he's really off. So on Saturday or Sunday, I expect him to go through a 5 to 6 hole stretch, probably from holes 9 to 13, that kind of thing. By far the hardest holes on this golf course. Could very well shoot 5 or 6 over par. So if you guys have bets on Keith Mitchell, maybe cash them out, that kind of thing. I doubt anyone does out there. But in terms of DFS, I'm not targeting him in Showdown. I don't expect him to keep the pedal on the gas like usual. You know, he's somebody who usually free wheels it because he's way behind. He's somebody who is volatile by nature, so goes out there and plays very aggressive. I don't expect that to continue now with a 5-shot lead after 2 rounds. It's going to psych out anyone, you know, yet alone somebody who just has one PGA Tour win to his name, hardly competes, that kind of thing. It's going to crumble at some point. As much as I like Killer Keith, as much as he's somebody that I support here in the channel, not somebody you can back going forward, just for what it's worth. I love Brooks Koepka in this range. Somebody at $8,600 who's a very good value right there. Somebody who's been ball striking it very well as well. Just hasn't been getting done with the putter. So somebody who, if he makes a few putts, could put up a 5 or 6 under round. That would be enough at $8,600. Abraham Answer obviously had the albatross. Hasn't really been hitting it that well to this point. Hasn't really been putting well either. So probably not playing him in Showdown for tomorrow. Terrell Hatton, kind of the opposite, right? So he was $8,400 come the beginning of the week. Shot 6 under day 1. I believe 6 under again today. So he's 12 under right now. He's in the top 5. I don't see why you don't go back to him, right? He's a very good price tag who has not been priced up despite his play. Again, you can see he's tied for 6 right now. So obviously a few other people got ahead of 12 under par there, but don't hate that spot either. Let's see. Aaron Wise was one of my picks come the beginning of the week. Obviously at $7,900. That's relatively good value. It's a little bit priced up, but has looked exactly like we expected him to do so. So if you're looking for consistency, I don't hate going to somebody like Aaron Wise. Let's see. Let's look at some of these mid 7K options here. So Maverick Mcneilly, never a bad option. Just because he's a home course guy, right? Somebody who has a membership here at the Summit Club. So you saw him have that kind of ceiling performance today. Went out, shot 6 under par, but 7 under par at one point. Ended up giving a stroke back there at the end, but again, has a lot of familiarity with this golf course, is a relatively good course fit as well. Somebody who's long off the tee, somebody who is very good on these bent grass surfaces. So I like that. Now, Patrick Reed, guys. Patrick Reed looked like himself today. It was going out there. His irons really weren't perfect. You know, was hitting the ball at about 20, 25 feet on every single hole, but he made his share of freaking putts today. Somebody who's one of the best bent grass putters in the world. So at $7,300, this price tag is just completely disrespectful. You know, that's reflective of what he looked like in week 1, not week 1, round 1, which wasn't really impressive, right? Only shot 1 under, but shot 6 under today. There's a lot more like the Patrick Reed that we're used to. Same thing with Erik van Rooyen. Had a very good round today. Somebody who I talked about in my value plays video earlier on this week. Somebody who missed the cut at the Shriners, but he's a volatile player by nature. Somebody who's extremely aggressive, especially off of the tee. And here at a course at the CJ Cup where we're going to see scores, 7, 8 under every single day, you want guys that are extremely aggressive. So I don't hate going there. Jonathan Vegas, my number 2 value play on the entire slate. Love going back there as well. Just a little bit more expensive now, right? He was $6,200 on the main slate. So now that he's $7,200, a little bit less attractive, but I'm okay going there. Brian Harmon, $6,800. That looks like a very good price tag. Somebody who's good on long golf courses, even though he's not one of the longest players in the world. That's just because he's good from that 200 to 250 yard range in terms of his irons. Very good in terms of eagle production. So in terms of Showdown, is always attractive for that reason too. Ricky Fowler, he was one of my value plays guys. And as much as I want to take credit for that, he's played much outside my expectations for him. Obviously, I talked about him maybe finishing in the top 15, top 20, that kind of thing. For him to be in the top 10 right now is even blowing me away, to be honest with you. Obviously, I expected this to be a golf course where you could kind of spray it off of the tee, get away with being a little bit less accurate, and that's not the case, right? Ricky Fowler's actually been top 5 in this field in shots gained ball striking. He hasn't been getting done with the putter. So for me, that's just That's awesome to see. I mean, I did not expect that. I expected him to get it done with his length off the tee, expected him to be decent with his irons, obviously be one of the best putters in the field. It's been the opposite of that. And to be honest with you, for him to be doing it the way that he is, that is a lot more sustainable. To be good with the ball striking, to have a lot of improvement, a lot of room for that with the putter, that is very intriguing. That is a very good sign for Ricky Fowler, by the way. So any Ricky Fowler fans out there, you should be extremely excited about what you're seeing right now. I mean, the metrics, we haven't seen this type of numbers in, quite frankly, over 2 years, to be honest with you. So as a Ricky Fowler fan myself, extremely excited to see that. Somebody who should continue that type of form going forward, just because the ball striking has been there. We haven't seen that in so long. I mean, he's had the putter, he's had the short game. I mean, that's what he's just naturally talented at. Hasn't had the swing for quite some time. Whatever he's been doing recently, he should continue that. Keith Mitchell here, $6,800. I don't think you should play him in Showdown. Again, he has a five-shot lead. Somebody who's typically very aggressive, but I don't expect that to continue tomorrow. You know, he has this 5-shot lead. He's going to be a little bit conservative, and in Showdown, that's not what you're looking for. You're not getting any bonus points for him being in first place either, right? So unless you're playing Sunday Showdown, which we'll be talking about tomorrow and Saturday night, you're not getting any bonus for him being in first place. So I'm not worrying about him in Showdown. Let's see, Gary Woodland, a very good price there at $6,600. I don't understand some of the pricing here in Showdown. Some of it just doesn't make sense at all. Somebody priced down significantly from where he was on the main slate. So at -7, somebody who's been all right with the ball striking so far. I think if he turns the putter, it could be very good here. Especially Munoz always has a ceiling round inside of him. Was very good today. Shot 4 or 5 under today, I believe. Was good enough to really help me out in one of my Showdown lineups. So don't hate going there. Gets streaky from time to time, and we saw the good side of that streakiness today. And let's see this bottom end range. SE Kim, which is really SH Kim, if they're doing it in terms of his initials. I'm not going there. The guy had a very good round today. Hats off to him, but very unlikely to continue. Rasmus Højgaard. So if there's anybody down here I'd go to, it's probably Rasmus Højgaard. Somebody had a very good round today. Obviously good in terms of an international player. Somebody who's won on the European Tour before. A top 50 player in the world, believe it or not, just because of his European Tour stuff. So don't hate going there. A very young player, somebody with a lot of upside. But that's all I've got for the DraftKings picks here, guys. Go ahead and let me know in the comments if you're watching the replay who your favorite play for Saturday is. For me, obviously, I'm looking at somebody like Sam Burns just because of the ownership, just because I think he's somebody who fits the golf course very well and has a lot of room to come with the putting. But go ahead and let me know down in the comments who you guys got. And as always, guys, if you haven't already liked the video, if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, make sure you go ahead and do so. Not only do I post Showdown content, but I have main slate content for every single week in terms of course breakdown, core picks, value picks, fades, and sleepers. I've got you guys covered all over the place. We're also going to have a live stream tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern time, same time, for our Sunday Showdown picks. So look forward to all of that. Until then, peace, guys, and good luck with all of your lineups for tomorrow.